Well, thank you for joining us here on this Wednesday. We want to go straight out to meteorologist Nathan Scott, who is in the weather garden. And Nathan, I can kind of feel the air coming from out there. It's just a little cool, but it's still a nice Wednesday.
Good afternoon, Jurnee. If you can hear behind me, we got the tornado sirens going off. It's the weekly drill, but there's no concern for any real weather out there today. Yes, we have this shield of clouds in place. That's holding the numbers down quite a bit, but we will be warmer than we saw out there yesterday. Look at Texarkana, 72 degrees. Meanwhile, it's 59 here in Little Rock and 40s in North Arkansas. Here's a radar loop. Right now, the clouds are not producing any rain. That could change, though. There could be a little bit of scattered shower activity that's trying to develop into East Arkansas, but all the rain primarily right now into Kansas and Missouri. So here's future radar. There's an opportunity of a few showers, East Arkansas and North Arkansas, as the day wears on. We have a cold front that'll be making its way through, and this front will usher in some much cooler conditions. Highs today, how about low to mid 60s, 50s in North Arkansas, low 70s in Southwest Arkansas. And for Thanksgiving Day, it is going to be much colder. Also windy. Temperatures tomorrow only topping out into the upper 40s to lower 50s. And this cool trend will be sticking around for several days. I'll have more on that complete forecast coming up.
All right, Nathan, thank you. Well, this afternoon, our team is working to learn more on a fire that significantly burned a church this morning in North Little Rock. A viewer called us this morning as smoke from the church filled the sky. After reaching out to authorities, we learned the New Jerusalem Apostolic Faith Church is being considered a total loss. Right now, our team is actively working to find out what happened. We'll bring you further details tonight at 5 and 6. Yesterday, crews in Little Rock spent the early evening putting out a fire on Colonel Glenn. The Little Rock Fire Department tells us the old Davis Trailer and Truck Equipment building caught on fire. This video was sent to our newsroom showing the extent of the damages. We're told no one was inside and the building has been shut down for over a year. RDOT has shared one of their employees died Tuesday while working in a construction zone. Brandon Lee Jones was killed while picking up cones along Highway 32 in Southwest Arkansas. RDOT says Jones fell out of the truck, which then hit him. RDOT has since released a statement sending condolences to Jones's family while acknowledging the vulnerability of their crew members. State Police has released the identity of the Malvern shooting suspect. ASP reports Eddie Williams led them on a chase downtown. During that pursuit, authorities say gunshots were exchanged between the involved parties, which led to Williams' death. 2 troopers and 3 Malvern officers are on leave as the shooting is being investigated. The White House is proposing new methods to help people afford expensive weight loss drugs. Erica Brown walks you through the chances of survival for the latest move.
Popular weight loss drugs such as Ozempic and Wegovy would be accessible to millions more Americans under a new Biden administration plan. The proposal would make Medicaid and Medicare cover the drugs for obese people who do not have an underlying medical condition, such as diabetes or heart disease. Obesity alone would be enough to qualify.
Even if you don't yet have type 2 diabetes or high blood pressure, cardiovascular disease, if you have obesity, you are at extremely high risk for developing these medical issues. And so we see this as really trying to prevent head off some of these complications.
A bipartisan coalition of congressional lawmakers has lobbied for the drugs to be covered by Medicare, arguing that it could save the government billions of dollars treating chronic ailments associated with obesity. But it's unclear if the incoming Trump administration will follow through with the plan, which carries a $35 billion price tag. Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who Trump has tapped to lead the Department of Health and Human Services, has long been critical of the drugs, preferring to address what he calls the root causes of obesity and other chronic diseases.
We're mass poisoning our children with processed foods. We have 1,000 ingredients in our foods that are illegal in Europe.
People can lose as much as 15 to 25% of their body weight on the drugs, which imitate the hormones that regulate appetite. Erica Brown, CBS News, Washington, D.C.
Well, here at home, people living in B Branch are speaking out after dealing with water outages ahead of the Thanksgiving holiday. Our team learned a major water line broke last weekend, leaving people without access to water for several days. The issue has since been restored, but it's not the first time people living in B Branch has seen this problem. Some residents say they're constantly finding themselves in this situation.
We'll be without water 2 days. Then we're under a boil order. It seems like we're under a boil order all the time.
For now, B Branch has merged with Clinton's water system to keep things flowing through Thanksgiving. A project to create a long-term fix is slated to start next year. The Clinton National Airport is among many places nationwide expected to see high travel numbers. Chris Van Cleve hits the road for a look at the millions of people already on the move.
On the roads, on the rails, and in the air, America is on the move to Thanksgiving dinner. Check out the backup on the Garden State Parkway in New Jersey last night. Hoping to miss that kind of mess, this couple in Texas left early Tuesday.
We're going a day earlier. We actually usually leave on Wednesdays, and we realized that it's a lot more busier, so we decided to leave on a Tuesday and kind of see how that handles out.
Carol Moore and her son took the train from Washington, D.C. to New York.
I've made plans to go see a Broadway play tonight, and to also beat the traffic.
At the airports, the TSA expects to screen 2.9 million flyers today, and the FAA is opening additional express lanes in the sky, usually reserved for the military, along the east and Gulf coasts to help keep pace with the surge in holiday flights.
3, 5, and 9. Yes. How are we feeling about this decision to travel with the family?
It beats driving the 12 hours with 3 kids in the car.
Kathy White and family left New York by air this year to see loved ones in Bristol, Virginia.
It's family, and just thankful to have them all together and have that dinner. That's what makes it worth it, family being together.
AAA expects nearly 72 million will drive this year, a record-setting number of drivers, finding gas prices about 19 cents cheaper than last year.
There's not been a better time in the last several years to hit the road for Thanksgiving and going into Christmas. Gas Buddy's tracking now 30 states with average gas prices below the $3 a gallon mark. That number could rise to 40 by the time Christmas rolls around.
The worst of the traffic should start around 1 p.m., AAA says, and then on the other side of the holiday, expect traffic Friday morning, Saturday afternoon, and of course Sunday will be the busiest travel day of the Thanksgiving period, both at the airports and on the roads. We are watching some potential for weather disruptions to slow air travel, but airlines still feel pretty good about that forecast. Chris Van Cleve, CBS News, Staten Island, New York.
A piece of work in London is revealing how messy things can get. We take a trip overseas for a public reaction at 12:17.
And check out this very cold air waiting in the wings in Alaska. Those are actual air temperatures now, and Arctic air is going to invade its way down to the south. And we'll see a little bit of it here in the deep south and mid-south. I'll let you know how cold it's going to get over the next several nights coming up.